Hey, this is me, an activist in my echo chamber. That's right, do you get it? Because I'm an activist and I'm here to ruin your favorite video game. In this case, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. How's that doing so far? Whoops, let's take that off. Well, you're about to find out. There's someone behind me, isn't there?
I'm still hot though.
What's that?
Now hell's breaking loose, you'll be right in the eye of the storm. Bones on an egg on a mountain top. The funkiest monkey that ever popped. He knew every magic trick under the sun. To tease the gods and everyone and have some fun. Monkey magic, monkey magic. 69 dudes!
Courtesy of that Park Place. Well, look at that. It's lost 95% of its of its player base since February. Am I surprised? Are you surprised? Of course not. You shouldn't be. Look at that. I mean, you couldn't just take a white woman, make her attractive, get rid of this silly pride colors, and perhaps we might have given her a chance. But no, we get the complete opposite of attractive, don't we? Fat, Asian and ugly. Good grief, man. I mean, can you imagine if they made a sequel to Crazy Rich Asians? You'd probably get Awkwafina, you know, Miss Blaccent herself, being a similar character to this. Or some might argue she already is that character. Have a look at that. So since July the 25th, which was just a few days ago, folks, it's absolutely bombed with players. More like bummed if you ask me. In a blog post providing details about Season 2's update, Rocksteady, well, the new Rocksteady, stated Victoria, free as a bird, is an ice-cold, self-surviving, self-insufferable biatch who has watched her Elseworld turned to ice as Brainiac's invasion took hold, because of course he's a white male and we have to assume extremely straight. So it's up to Miss Freeaz to save the day. The update went live around 11:30 AM on July the 25th, with the game's official X account posting, maintenance for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League has been completed and the season of Frozen Farts is now available. Head on back to Metropolis and prepare to take on Brainiac in all new Elseworld and recruit the newest squad member, Mrs. Freeze. So for a progressive company like WB Games that's all about diversity and inclusion, you still call her Mrs. Freeze. You still acknowledge the fact that she's a woman, except in this case she's a queer woman. I find it quite odd, actually.
Here we are again.
So here we go, folks. Look at this. This is the actual cutscenes for Mrs. Freeze in Season 2 of Suicide Squad. You know what? Look at that. Nearly 6,000 downvotes compared to a measly, very paltry 748 upvotes. You know what? I know Shakira sung about the hips don't lie. Well, in this case, the votes don't lie on the YouTube like to dislike ratio.
Me and you against the world. What a world it is. It took serious modification.
Now, folks, remember the cell shade animations from the Telltale games? Yeah, this is not that. This is completely ridiculous. Mrs. Freeze, it took serious modifications to my body to survive in Brainiac's frozen world. But you're Mrs. Freeze. You should be able to adapt to the cold anyway. So what's going on there? But then again, I've not touched this game with a 10-foot barge pole.
To my body to survive in Brainiac's frozen wasteland. As for my mind, Dr. Freeze always has a plan.
Because she's Dr. Freeze. Don't call her Dr. Freeze.
Impressive, Batman. I doubted you would actually return.
I'm a man of my word, Victor. You should know that by now.
But I couldn't out of this one.
Well, neither could Warner Brothers Games, apparently. Again, remember Arkham City when you faced Mr. Freeze in that incredible fight where you've got to be as Batman to use a new method to take him down? I'm going to biologically say that. I mean, that guy was terrifying, that Mr. Freeze. But this, oh my God. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. Oh no, so you don't want to join ranks with Amanda Waller, a fat black woman? I thought... Hang on a minute, I thought this was all about solidarity and being within the sisterhood, your sistren. So what's this?
Task Force. All the evidence suggested my involvement would do little to save the world.
Oh my God. Is that Amanda Waller? Holy my God. Viola Davis. At least you can recognize that she's a woman in the live action version. I don't know what this is. So remember, King Shark is meant to be gay. I don't know in what realm he ever was gay, and he certainly wasn't in James Gunn's actual Return to the Suicide Squad. Apparently to progressives, King Shark is all about the gayness now. Someone might want to tell Sylvester Stallone about that because he voiced King Shark and he did an amazing job.
Kid, get down here.
Victoria Frias, I presume.
Amanda Waller. So tell me again about the partner benefits.
The deductibles are hell.
Whoa! Like a giant collectible! She's in mint condition! BNIB!
Yeah, push that fool away. Look, if Mrs. Frias was a collectible toy, would you buy that? I wouldn't even pay £1 for her.
Nora has undergone vitrification. She is not an action figure.
I think they are bonding.
Name your price.
There might be a teeny nanite bomb in your head, Club.
Yeah, and that's the ugly Harley Quinn. This is the version you're going to get in Joker 2, Folie à Deux, played by the very insufferable Lady Gaga. And look at that. No titties, man. They've all been covered up. This is Western video gaming, folks. Don't buy Western video games. Well, not the ones that are coming out these days. Rest in peace, Xbox 360. You served your time well. I still have my actual OG console, which I'm really grateful for. But my God, this is the state of play. Back in the mid-noughts, you'd have sexy female video game characters from the West. No questions asked. Now, everything's just been swung on a different axis. Even in biblical times, Mary Magdalene, even she was a hottie if you look at various artistic interpretations of her. When Olivia Hussey played her in Jesus of Nazareth with the great Robert Powell, she was very attractive as Mary Magdalene.
Has some files on metahuman tissue regeneration that I'd like.
Oh my God, what the hell is this? Let me have a look.
Files on metahuman.
See, you got a black female soldier pushing a piece of machinery like Nora's apparatus by herself. I mean, can this woman even lift up a burger? Probably not. And then you've got Superman in the background. Is that Kal-El? Is that what it says? I'm not sure. What? I can't read that properly. It looks like something else actually if you weren't paying close attention, but that is an awful Superman blueprint, isn't it? Right there. That is just, oh my God. Is that Lex Luthor? Is this meant to be Lex Luthor? Oh, it is. And he's a skinny dude. In the iterations you see of him in the cartoons or in the movies, he's actually like, even when Gene Hackman played him in the Richard Donner Superman films and the sequels, I've got to bring them up unfortunately. I mean, he wasn't skinny, was he? So what is this? This is a generic white man who has to be very unattractive. But then again, the women in this game are also very unattractive.
Like an expert opinion on. Don't worry, ma'am. We'll look after her.
So Lex Luthor's a hologram. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my God. Look at this. They're doing selfies. What the hell? What is going on? You know what? The tone of this could have been so much different if it was the original Rocksteady team doing this, I would have said, yeah, no problem. I mean, Harley Quinn wouldn't look this freaking ugly, actually, would she? It's a shame because Captain Boomerang is actually a good character in this. What a shame is he's in the wrong game. And then when you go back to something like The First Descendant, let's look at this trailer featuring Sexy Bunny herself. What do we see? Oh, I might have to cut that down. It might be a copyrighted song, actually. But yeah, this is Bunny, who moves around at the speed of light. And look at that. She's got a butt. She's got curves. Made by South Korea. What more do I have to say on that one? Oh, hello, sexy. I think at the very end, she gives us a very cute giggle. So let's have a look at that when the music dies down. Yeah, I do like this. The First Descendant. Oh, okay. I thought she was going to be doing a bit of a giggle for us at the end. Yeah, what a shame, actually. I was hoping that we were going to see a giggle. There was another trailer that I'd seen, and I couldn't recapture that, unfortunately, because some idiots called me forgot to put the record button on for OBS. Oh, my God. Well, there you have it, folks. Another DEI ESG disaster for Rocksteady, the former Rocksteady Studios, when Sefton Hill and his partner upped ship, left, and everything is now rotting. I think Sefton Hill saw the writing on the wall, to quote GoldenEye, that great James Bond film. He obviously saw what was happening and decided to make a run for it.
So why end the trilogy? Why end Rocksteady's run of Batman with this one?
That's a good question. I mean, we've been working on it for, I guess, probably 8 years now, and it's a long time to work on it, and we kind of feel like, you know, this is the natural end for the story.
'Cause I'm a liar. Yeah, I'm a liar.
I mean, the new independent AA or AAA video game studio he set up with his partner, I wouldn't hold my breath too long, because they're all about inclusivity and diversity as well, because they're forcing that crap onto you. So again, you just can't be a video game studio and get the best people to actually create a game. What you have to be aware of, video game companies, stop hiring activists. I know it costs a lot of money, but if you get a thorough background check done on people you're hiring, you can see if there are any flaws in their character before you decide to hire them, because at that point, all the HR paperwork hasn't been produced. So if you change your mind about hiring somebody, just get rid of them and keep on looking. I understand time is money and you need to get that all important talent in to produce your video game. But what would you rather sacrifice? Integrity and quality over ideologues who want to come in and change the face of video gaming, not for the better but for the worst. And I can't wait to see the glorious reset in Western video gaming. But unfortunately, folks, I have to tell you, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think give it a few years, like the MCU. And this whole thing of Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Victor Von Doom, I find absolutely hilarious. Because for one thing, okay, they were talking about the Age of Ultron, where Tony Stark apparently wanted to coat the world in a shield of armor. I'm paraphrasing that. And they're now implying that, well, that was actually meant to be a reference to Victor Von Doom, which is bullshit. I don't think anybody could have connected the dots back then. Also, the scene, I think it's in Iron Man 2 or 3, where you see the kid cosplaying as Spider-Man. And then what did Kevin Feige say? Oh, that's actually Tom Holland, and that's his version of Spider-Man. When Tom Holland couldn't have been around then. He wasn't part of the cinematic universe then. So I thought that was a bit of a cop-out, and nobody bought Feige's explanation, because how would Tony home in on the Spider Kid and say, yeah, one day you're going to be working with me? That's not how it works. So it's all smacks of desperation at the moment. Will Robert Downey Jr. play Victor Von Doom as Tony Stark, or will he give a completely chilling performance? Time will only tell. Joe and Anthony Russo have returned to maybe revive the bad flagship of Marvel that it currently stands at. And you know, one thing I've got to point out quickly in my Deadpool and Wolverine review that again was highlighted to me by one of my subscribers. Again, 2/3 of that movie was great, but the last section, and it did bother me as well, where you had the diverse, overweight TVA woman of authority. She was just on the screen a little bit too long for my liking. Do you know what I mean? It's like Kevin Feige's beating the BLM drum all over again. We don't need that in the Marvel film. Marvel comics have always been diverse without preaching to the retarded out there. But I guess Kevin Feige is retarded and he can't help it. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, well, I would say ice to see you ice, because again, Bruce Forsyth, the great games master himself, invented that phrase. And I suppose, yeah, in honor of his memory, we won't besmirch it with that ridiculous Victoriana free as quote, because quite clearly, Warner Brothers Games, you're going to be a sinking ship. And when you do go to the bottom of the ocean, we're all going to stand above and go, ha 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 ha, see you later. And on that one, if you were me and if I were you, you might want to come back for the next video.
Victoria Frias, I presume.
Amanda Waller. Statistically, it's extremely unlikely you can stop Brainiac.
I thought you'd be up for taking the long shot, no matter the cost. I'll be frank, Dr. Frias. You want Task Force X to take you and your wife back to the Ice Age. Fine, but you know a better offer isn't coming for either of you.
Desperate times, desperate measures.